So it's now my privilege to ask our son, Dr. Michael Magoha, to come and make his remarks.
Afternoon, everybody. Hi. Yeah, I know it's a surprise for all of us, some more than others, but don't look so somber. He would want us to celebrate, and you know, he always liked to be early for everything, so we didn't know it included his death, but you know, we keep moving. I really wondered what I'm supposed to do, because I'm supposed to give a tribute, which means to express your feelings, and I personally find it a bit strange, because how do you condense your entire life into 10-15 minutes with someone? Sometimes it feels a bit insulting, but what would he want? Speeches for him, he never read them, he just got the talking points, and he would say I should just speak from my heart and just to be honest. And then the second thing that hit me is, who am I talking to? There are people way above my pay grade. I will never understand what you do. There's my family over there. Hi guys. All three of them, tuko pamoja. They're friends and family. And then I realized one simple thing. There's one job where I'm the only person who's actually qualified to talk about. And I didn't have to work for this job, and that's being his son. And in keeping with his memory, because we all have to celebrate. Don't worry, relax. I'll explain what it meant to be his son. A couple of things people don't realize. All through my life, if I ever needed my dad, don't worry. I'm okay. He would want me to do this alone. He was available. It didn't matter if he was a surgeon, if he was a cabinet secretary. And that's because he believed in family. And it was always the same. One phone call. If he can talk, he talks immediately. If he can't talk, immediately he finishes, he would come to me. And that's for 38 years of my life. And it's funny, I'm happy people touched upon it, because I used to get the usual questions of, how was it being raised by this Kali person, etc. I never saw that person. I'm the same with my mom. That's why I really love this picture. This is all I saw. He just smiled, and to put it very simply, he always just kept it very simple. Just, they kept telling me all the time, I don't know if they even realize this, all they said is just do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. It's that simple. And that's all he did. And it's great watching him over time. Everybody always talks about his successes. But I'm blessed because I got to see when he failed. And I realized everybody forgets when he failed, because I saw how he reacted. And what hits me more, if I feel like that, the person who knows a lot more is my mom. Because as I have a child now, by the time it reaches your child, it's really stressing you. Do you know what I mean? It's stressing you. And I'm grateful for that. So I won't take too much time. The person who needs to take the person who spent the most time with him. But I'll just say 3 things that I hope everybody can take away. Number 1, family is the most important thing. You never know when you have time. He knew it. He gave me time. And he always did what you're supposed to do. A CS who still gave lectures at the university, because yes, my name is there. There was never pomp or ceremony. The funny thing is, he never looked for any of the officers. All he ever did was what he was supposed to do. And if he saw that there was something that was wrong, he just continued. If the office looked ugly, it's like, this office has to be revamped. Where do I get money? If there are too few doctors, how do we organize doctors? And then pap. And whenever he got an office, the other thing I remember is he was always waiting to retire. He was waiting to leave. The discussions were, what's going to happen when I leave the university? Next he's appointed somewhere. Next he's appointed somewhere else. And that makes me feel strange, because I spoke to him well, I was with him all through. But when I was talking to him before, I was really talking to him about, sorry, there's too much on my mind. We share several offices, so that's a very strange thing. And we have the same name, so every now and then I get a text that's meant for him, which I thought was very funny. And since we're always honest to each other, I thought that was just, it was quite funny that I could always see where he was going and how he was trying to take care of me, or what he was struggling with, or how he hid it. I could go on and on because it's 36 years, but two stories come to mind. One was we were sitting with him in the house. I was struggling with something, and I came to him, and he reminded me a story which I completely forgot. I was just in high school. I was in boarding, and you know how children now, you compare yourself to other children. So I had clothes, but I didn't have the cool clothes that all the other children were wearing, and they had many of them. And I remember telling him, Dad, can I get more of this? Then he just smiled. He's like, just go up to your room, put the clothes that you have. Then he gave me some time. Then when I went there, we're talking about tracksuits, because that was the cool thing at the time. I had 2 of them and 2 pairs of shoes. I was like, everybody had like 5. So he's like, do your friends have these? I'm like, no. Do your friends have these shoes? He's like, no. But it's like, but they have many, Cindy. I'm like, yes. So he started laughing, and that's actually what I miss, his laugh. And it was really heavy. Then I was wondering, why are you laughing? And then he said, what you do is tomorrow, you go to school, you tell all those friends who have all those clothes, ask them why they're wasting so much money buying so many clothes, that they should look to you only has 2 that are lasting for this long, and you go and tell them this exact thing. I'm sorry that you have to do so much for other people, but look at me, I'm the standard. So if you have these, then you're okay. So those are the small things I think about. He made me realize, stop comparing, just do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. It's that simple. Everybody makes it seem so hard. But if you tell somebody the truth, they won't be happy. But if you're doing it properly, that's it. Trust in God. The same quote that's in one of our desks, for the Lord did not give us a spirit of fear, but of faith, hope, love, and sound mind. And that's what my dad is. He was always hope. And that will continue. I think, like I keep saying, I can just keep on going, but the last one, this one goes to everybody. Towards the end, one quick note, I have to say this for the doctors. How many professors do you know that most of their mentees are professors? You know, it's a small thing. If you're in medicine, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those are the people who came to support and help me. Always his mentees, he spent time with them. Every one of them has an individual relationship, a lunch, a coffee, a phone call, a funeral, a wedding. And that's what impresses me, because that takes time. It takes time to be human and spend time with people. That's one thing we're all missing. So forget pomp, ceremony, anything. Spend time with people. That's what he would want you to remember. Talk to the person next to you. Find out what's going on with their children. Just spend time with them. And he kept telling me this thing. If there's somebody behind you, somebody stands behind you, what do? You protect them. If somebody stands beside you, regardless of what they believe, their creed, their politics, anything, if they have decided to stand beside you, you respect them. It's literally that simple. And the last one, which he told me, if anybody stands in front of you to push you back, then it's fine. You smile and you look at the people beside you and behind you, and you show them the strength that you have now. So with that, and you trust in God, you'll be okay. So if we all do that, I think we can all be better. We can honor his memory. It's good he did all of those things, but he only reached there because he kept it simple. Do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. Thank all of you for coming to spend time and see my dad rest and spend time with the family. We'll still be here. Hopefully we'll become friends. Regardless of wherever you are still who you are. So God bless you all. Thank you.
Well spoken, Michael.